this whole threat of women, oh, you're gonna grow old and die alone. No, we're not. That's not a threat. We have our friends. We have our sisters with us. Did you ever see the Golden Girls, my dude?
Oh my God.
That's not a cautionary tale. It's a goddamn victory lap.
It's wild, these two mature.
Fucking bitch.
Hey, be fucking nice.
Ladies, I'm
fuck up in here.
You know, sometimes we get so wrapped up in how a problem bothers us, we don't see what the problem really is.
All y'all do the same shit, whether if you was some homeless shit trying to dig cigarettes out of a trash can or you living in the White House.
She's going to have issues for the rest of her life.
Emotionally daunting and hurtful when I just keep hitting a wall, you know.
The whole reason why I really didn't, pursue it because he was a good guy.
You gotta know when to say when, bitch. Our coochie cutter days are over. Forever 21 was a lie. Sit down. Stop playing with yourself.
Women have it hard, okay? Women have it hard. You have no idea what women go through every day, okay?
Let them genuinely talk. You'll see real fast like, oh my God, this bitch is dumb as hell.
I've slept with over 200 men.
200 men?
I know you're fed up, ladies, but keep your head up.
The reason why these men keep threatening you about being single and dying alone and you're a cat lady is because you being single is the greatest threat, especially to this modern day man. Don't fall for his nonsense talking about you gonna be a cat lady. Say thank you.
Men are inside of women's down their guys are literally into a girl's.
We'll return after these messages.
She wouldn't have to resort to online dating. If her personality was just so great and she was amazing.
She might not have told you this, but my daughters do not respect men. So I'm letting you know that now, and I'm not joking when I tell you that, brother. And they have mouths when it comes to them getting into disagreements and engagements with men. And they will verbally put some lashings on you, brother, because they don't respect men. I'm just giving it to you forefront, brother, so you know what you're going in.
I am so sick of men. I am so sick of y'all's ass.
The majority of these men are either, all, as far as I'm concerned, all of these men are either cheaters, will physically, emotionally, mentally you. They will disrespect you. They are on the DL, bisexual, gay, whatever.
Okay, first of all, I didn't miss the red flags. I looked at them and thought, damn, that's sexy. And that's my problem.
They don't know how to make plans. They don't know how to be good communicators. They don't know what they want. And they act like children.
Lots of things wrong when it comes to women. I'm not a devil, and by no means am I a monster.
Oh Lord, I know it. If she says something intelligent, I'll give her credit for it. But I'm willing. There's gonna be some dumbass shit.
I'm going. I want my money right now.
Don't get your money. Don't worry.
The arrangement is over.
No kidding. No kidding!
I'm not just having sex with one, not two, but 3 different guys. That's right. I'm a player, but that's cool because I got it like that.
We're the leftovers, Kendra.
Who's the leftovers?
We're the leftovers, and I saw it. I read an article.
Who's the we? Who's the we?
They said that anybody above the age of 30 are leftovers.
Honey, I'm not leftover or nothing. I'm a specialty. So let me tell you something. I'm trying to be kind.
This concept of I could do better, bitch, at least 85% of men who approached women were really out of the woman's league. The only thing that kept a woman in a league was because she looked a little cute and she might suck a dick. That was it. At least 85% of men who have approached 100% of women were out of the woman's league, for real. Like on some real shit, not just, looking cute for that 5 minutes, but on some real, like on character levels, intellect levels, the man's out of her league.
Don't fuck with me, fellas! This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
A lot of these men are sticking their eggplants down the throat of Billy's mouth.
You tell someone you're single and you look good, I'm riding around and I got a drop top for the summer, a truck for the winter, you know, the work truck out front, and folks is looking at the outside like, why is she single? Why does she have? There's nothing wrong with being single. I'm single, sexy, happy, living and enjoying life. And when the right one comes along, by the grace of God, I'll know it and we'll move ahead from there.
Okay.
Did you know that 25% of women in the United States are getting treated for a mental illness? That means 75% of them are running around untreated.
Misogynist. As he said, misogyny is still real in our community.
I would say, number one, I know it's a shock to everyone, but sexism remains real and a very pertinent issue. But
most people just don't want to deal with them because on average, they just are not good, genuine people to be around. They're good to look at. They're good to work in brothels. They're good to, try to take over a bar. They're good when they're handing you food as they're a waitress or they're on a call center call or something like that. But anything other than that, we really don't want 85% of y'all around. Just leave. It's sad to say, but it's the reality on it.
Women will continue to only hook up with the top 10% of men because there is literally no reason for them to mess with anybody else.
The most handsome man I had ever seen in my life, and I decided that he needed to be mine.
So he drops her off and tells her it's not him, it's her.
I can feel him running through my veins. He's still in me.
He was gorgeous. He was 6'3".
Oh,
He's
gosh.
been an engineer at Apple for 11 years and 39. He was way out of my league, and he did not ask for my number at the end of it.
Will I ever stop crying over emotionally unavailable men? No. But will I at least stop trying to date them? Also, no. How come every time you have sex with someone, they leave?
Whatever you want. I'll cook for you, wait on you, make love to you. I can make you happy, Josh. I can make you so happy.
Okay, because I'm the type of woman, I have money. I got my own money. I get my own bag. I don't got to deal with nobody's shit. So if you're treating me how I don't want to be treated, if you doing shit you ain't got no business doing in a relationship, we're done. And I don't got to stick around. A lot of women settle. I don't. I know my worth. And a lot of people don't like that. They don't want you to know your worth and what you deserve. I do.
If you keep saying, oh, she's too masculine, what it means is you too feminine. If I got more bars than you, that's really a diss to you, not a diss to me.
You don't offer nothing here of other than an orgasm. That's about all you offer me is an orgasm. That's it. Okay, everything else is going to be a constant headache, nightmare, walking on eggshells, whatever the fuck. Everything else is going to be that. There is no benefit that after the orgasm, there's not much benefit really to keep one woman around too long.
Whatever happens in the end, I will be a strong, powerful woman. It's you. Bye, Stacey.
If she thinks it's anything less than the best, then it's not going to happen.
I'm always right in the end.
She has no problem attracting men, but the problem is she can't keep a man around because once they realize who she really is, they can't fucking stand her.
And when she's a bitch, you let her know you've been a bitch. And if she get mad, look at the bitch being mad.
We have the ability to be somewhat what you call difficult. It's not difficult. We just have a baseline standard. And if you can't meet that standard, that's okay. A lot of men cannot.
This whole concept of women lowering their standard, bitch, you are the low standard. The fuck are you on about? I don't even lower my standards. You are the low.
I'm not desperate. I mean, I have plenty of people in my inbox. However, they are not the ones that are marriage material to me.
Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Girl, I'm the shit. What? I'm the shit.
That's why a lot of them can't keep a man around. Okay, because once you deal with them outside of fucking, then it's like she figures that, since she's been through a lot and she's a tough, independent woman, that I have standards and my standards are here. And if you do not touch these standards, you have no chance with my pussy. And then they're just so incredibly difficult to get with. You're like, fuck it. I don't even want to fuck you anymore.
Oh, well, a man ain't never left me. I left them. My fiance that I was engaged to, I broke that off. We bought a house together and everything, and I still cut it loose.
My first husband was a good man, and I divorced him.
I want this. Okay, here you go. Boom, take care of it. I want this. Here you go. Take care of it. Handle that. I want this. All right, boom. It's not, oh my God, you a gold digger.
Nope.
Oh my
And-
God, you keep
and my
asking.
question for you
oh
is-
my God, you're so needy. No, here you go, babe. What you want? All right, what else? Da-da-da.
My
That's-
question is this,
That's
very
a queen.
simple.
That's princess treatment. That's
Indeed.
energy.
God, Indeed.
That's
I feel
what
you.
guys need to start doing.
Indeed.
Cause y'all y'all not gonna die with that money. Spend that. Yeah, it costs to be a boss.
What more do you want from me? Oh my.
All men are liars and all men cheat.
No, all men that you attract are liars and cheats. That's not the truth. That's just the men that you attract. So don't speak for all men. There's some good men out there that don't lie and don't cheat, but you just haven't been attracting those type of guys. And you got to figure out what are you doing to not attract those type of guys.
This is true.
Look who's talking.
That singleness only hits you at night. When you ripping and running throughout the day, when you at work, when you know, whatever extracurricular activities, when you're doing hobbies, when you at the gym, you don't even care about being single. That's not even on your mind. But when you pull up to the house at night and you get in that bed alone, that's when you be like, I really wish I could cuddle up with somebody, or I really wish I could tell somebody about my day.
I got my own money, and you couldn't get yours. Ho, you better figure it out. I don't give a fuck who you is. Yeah, I don't give a damn. Yes, that's right. You didn't make this motherfucking money. And just because I got this shit don't mean I got to give it to you because you having a hard time. Figure it out, ho. What I got to do? Bring your motherfucking ass on for everything I got them do in this motherfucking world because your sorry good for nothing, goat mouth, mammy having ass gonna come to me for nothing because you ain't got shit, because you didn't handle your own, because you didn't take care of your motherfucking self. This bitch is crazy. I ain't giving you nothing, ho. Get it out the mud. Suck some dick. You fucked all them niggas for free. Want you to ask them for some money?
You want a man who knows how to just walk away because he got something better to do, and it's not you. You know that anger you get when you deal with like a person that's just completely stupid? What's wrong with your brain? Like why do you not see what you are? Like, and I get there with women, I truly do.
As a man, I expect you to provide. Under no circumstances will I ever touch bills.
They lay you down, they spray you down, but they don't stay around.
I've never done anything remotely wrong in my life, ever.
Always gonna love me more than I'm ever gonna love you. And if a man wants to be in my life, he needs to spend his every waking hour thinking of ways on how he needs to convince me that he should even be graced by my presence.
This whole threat of women, oh, you're gonna grow old and die alone. No, we're not. That's not a threat. We have our friends. We have our sisters with us. Did you ever see the Golden Girls, my dude?
Oh my
That's
God.
not a cautionary tale. It's a goddamn victory lap.
Listen, don't make a scene, all right?
I want to talk to that fucking bitch.
Hey, be fucking nice. Don't fuck up in here.
You know, sometimes we get so wrapped up in how a problem bothers us, we don't see what the problem really is.
All y'all do the same shit, whether if you was some homeless shit trying to dig cigarettes out of a trash can or you living in the White House.
She's going to have issues for the rest of her life.
Emotionally daunting and hurtful when I just keep hitting a wall, you know.
The whole reason why I really didn't pursue it because he was a good guy.
You gotta know when to say when, bitch. Our coochie cutter days are over. Forever 21 was a lie. Sit down. Stop playing with yourself.
Women have it hard, okay? Women have it hard. You have no idea what women go through every day, okay?
By the time they hit 40, they want the whole world. But you 40, like you ain't worth the whole world no more. You was worth that 20 years ago. By the time they hit 35, they say, you better come up with XYZ. Like, you ain't worth XYZ. And they be bad. Like, it's so sad. But I'm glad. Bars. Their lifespan is a comedy show, to be honest about it, man. It's brutal to say, but it is. And it's funny. The reason it's so funny is because when they're on top, they don't care about you at all. you can just roll. You can literally roll down the street and die in front of them, and they will walk over you when they're in their top prime. That's what makes it
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah, 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 yeah.
hilarious in the
It's a
end.
goddamn victory
Like
lap.
all of them.
All right, everybody hit the like button. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being my friend. Um, Cash App and PayPal was pinned to the top of the chat, as well as in the description, because I only make $27 a month on this channel outside of donations. So donations are greatly appreciated. Whatever you can give is greatly appreciated. Um, if we can get $10 in donations on this godly Wednesday morning, I will gladly stay on 2 hours. Yeah. Or you could do super chat, super sticker. That's the dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. I want to talk about something this morning. I want to talk about how women don't understand situationships. Now, I've said this before. Like situationships aren't really real. Women try to women came up with the term situationships um to try to make being used as a fuck doll sound better. Like, oh, it's complicated. No, it ain't. In his mind, it ain't complicated. You some bitch I'm fucking that I don't really care about and don't want to be with. Nothing complex about it at all. But women came up with that term to make themselves feel better. But I want to break something down real quick. Let's look at prime situationship material. I've had situationships, I guess if you want to call it, or really let's look at it like this. I have been sexually desirable enough to, 4 or 5 women for them to be willing to have sex with me outside of a commitment. Let's just call it that. So there's only certain type of guys that can get that. So let's try to pull that guy up, and then I want to really break down the math, because the ultimate point I'm going to make is you got to be a pretty rare dude to not only get the opportunity for situationships with women, but then to also pass the next test, which is you got to know how to fuck good. Because a woman's not gonna have a situationship with you, for months and years just because you tall, handsome, and got a 6-pack, but don't know how to fuck. So let's really look at how rare the men who have multi-month and multi-year situationships with bitches are. So I would say let's just say, yeah, 20 to 40. He's not married. Let's just stick with black. Yeah, of course, 6 feet. He's not obese. And in situationships, the money really don't matter. Uh, she just looking. We'll just do 70K. Let's just do 70K. Yeah, Mr. 3% of black men in that age range. Yeah, 3% of black men qualify for situationships. Give or take. I would say 3 to 6%, right? Well, honestly, yeah, we'll just call it that. 3 to 6%. But then he also has to know how to fuck good. So you got at least that's a tenth. I mean, most people don't. Most people aren't good in bed. Let's just call it what it is. Let's see if I can look up a peer-reviewed study on that. Hold on. I'm gonna play this video while I look that up. But the ultimate point is, by the time By the time a man meets the criteria to have a month long or a multi-month situationship with, he's Mr. 0.5.
He came to the door. I looked at him and went, "What is that?"
Turning 70 on Saturday. Do you ghost people at that age?
So anyway, noticed this morning he hasn't said his usual hi, baby.
And the pool for men 50 and over is getting bigger and bigger.
Tonight, older modern women over 60 are running into the same wall over and over. The apps are what they are, and both sides keep using them hoping for a miracle. But higher tier men have options, and when they don't like the deal, they go quiet. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Let's get into it.
I've been dating someone consistently, one person, for I guess around almost 3 months. I mean, we see each other quite often. We go to dinners, we hang out. This is someone who I feel really liked me. I like them. And because of that, he said, I want to take it slow because I really want to make sure that nothing goes wrong. So, a couple months into the relationship where everything's going great. So we fly to Mexico. It's fabulous. We're having the best time ever. Totally get along. Not one argument, not one harsh word. We really, really, really enjoyed each other, I could say. Then all of a sudden, on the way back on the plane.
Is that Chad?
Silence, crickets, no talking. I'm like, okay. I didn't want to say anything. So I just stayed on my phone, texting other people or, keeping myself busy. Get in the car, like, again, silence. It's so bizarre to me. Like, what has happened?
You said something stupid and annoying or offensive and didn't realize it because women are not self-aware. A lot of women aren't self-aware. So you said something that probably maybe belittled him or emasculated him, but you said it in a joking way, so you thought it would get a pass. Ain't no telling. But you definitely did or said something. I would guess said something. Or did something. Maybe you was just a little too friendly with some guy at the bar or something, or the bartender.
I have no idea. So we get home to his place because then I got to take my car and go home. I accidentally left something in his car and he took a picture of it and he said, "Is this yours?" And I said, "Oh my God, yes. And I really need it. No problem. I'll have someone from my office send it FedEx to you." And he did. I got it. And then from that point on, I've heard nothing from him. Oh my God. I don't know. I'm 60 years old. He's turning 70.
She looks stupendous. She looked incredible for 60. I got to give props where props is due. I thought maybe, I didn't know. I mean, I was going to say late 40s.
On Saturday. Do you ghost people at that age?
Now, this is where the pullback reverses. 3 months in, a perfect
Let me know, how old did y'all think she was before she said how old she was? Let me know in the comment section if you replay gang, or let me know in the live chat if you watching me right now.
Mexico trip, no arguments, and then the played ride home turns into silence. At 70, men are more internally motivated, and when the switch flips, they do not process it out loud. They just detach and move. In other words, silence is the answer. She's trying to make it a mystery, but the message is simple. He decided the pace was not worth the risk, and he chose peace without a debate. That age bracket will absolutely do that, and they will sleep fine afterwards.
These were actually men that I met in person, just out in the wild. One of them, he was at my...
How old do we think she is? I would say she probably, I don't know, 53? What y'all think? How old she look?
These were actually men that I met in person, just out in the wild. One of them, he was at my hotel pool. He lived in Diamond Head. Good-looking guy, really nice guy. So when I left, I was leaving the next day. He was saying, "Oh, I'll fly you back here to Hawaii," which he never did. No big deal. But yeah, so we were texting, and he wasn't calling very much. I like phone calls, So get to know somebody, talk on the phone for an hour. I love.
Ma'am, you've aged out of that 3 decades ago. Nobody's trying to. They just don't get it, man. See, when men were 19 or something, we'd talk on the phone with a woman for an hour. Like, okay, let me clear it up because I tell you guys to try to talk on the phone with a woman when you're getting to know her. But I'm talking about women 25 to 35 max. Nobody's trying to sit on the phone with a 53-year-old for an hour. I mean, don't get me wrong. You might just hit it off with a woman. But he's talking about flying people out to Hawaii. He's probably some successful man. Look, he ain't got time to be sitting on the phone talking with you for an hour. We don't like y'all like that. I don't know what y'all don't get. It's a very small percentage of women who would be likable to talk on the phone with for an hour. Let's just let's just call it like that. He got better stuff to do than talk to you on the phone for an hour, shorty. Old shorty. She still thinks she that cute little cheerleader. And let's be clear, average Joe that work at Lowe's, that's about to be the new quote. Average Joes that work at Lowe's, they sit on the phone with her for an hour. They lucky to just have a woman giving them attention. And even they like, this is kind of a lot, but they'll do it. But you don't want those men.
Much. I like phone calls, So get to know somebody, talk on the phone for an hour, I love that, Texting doesn't work for me when you're just courting, right? Doesn't. Just don't do it, guys. Call the woman. Anyway, so then he starts asking for pictures. And I said, yesterday, I finally said, that's not me. You got the wrong one. So anyway, notice this morning he hasn't said his usual, "Hi, baby."
Yeah, if you ain't trying to show no tits, then beat it, bitch. I mean, cool. She didn't have to send pictures. I don't know what type of pictures she's talking about. I don't know if, she meant spicy pictures or whatever. I'm assuming she meant that. Look, they just don't get what they are on the dating market at this age. They just don't get it. Everything got to be easy. Women struggle to accept the fact I'm just lower value on the market now. They can't accept it. Look, fuck them, feed them, shut the fuck up, and make everything easy because you old and washed up, and you lucky to be having a motherfucker of his stature and caliber entertaining you at all. Now, you could either do that, or you don't got to deal with nobody, or you could deal with average Joes from Lowe's. But I know you don't want to do that, so just retire. But understand, for the guys that you're going to be excited about, who upper tier and 60-year-old James Bond types, yeah, fuck them, feed them, shut the fuck up. It ain't about your needs. He's doing you the favor. If you want your needs met, average Joe's at Lowe's. If you just want to feel experiences with James Bonds and fuck on James Bonds and maybe ride in James Bond's Aston Martin or something, then you can go that route. But you sending pics when he tell you to send pics. You got to just understand the game and play or don't play. But we don't want to hear you bitching on the internet, old broad.
They said, that's not me. You got the wrong one. So anyway, notice this morning he hasn't said his usual, "Hi, baby."
So she tried to turn the photo request into a power move, something important. But that's exactly what the phone is for. A quick refresh so he remembers who he'd actually be flying anywhere if this keeps going. Very low cost. If anything, she flexed for the attention and stalled the momentum. She almost got picked to go away, but she didn't finish the work. And that's the phone effect. It takes a tiny moment, stretches it out for days, make it feel like something big happened when it really wasn't nothing at all. Let's continue.
So the other guy I met here in Vegas, and my friends started talking to this guy, and I'm too shy to do that, but he was really nice. And both these guys are my age. They're the other guy's in his early 60s, but does not look like it. He looks great, very successful guy.
See? James Bond, very successful, handsome dude that don't look his age. Ma'am, you're not getting princess treatment from James Bond. Well, as you've seen. But she's still not going to learn. Because in her mind, she's still a princess. But in reality, she's just some old hag, cringy old hag on TikTok.
The other guy's in his early 60s, but does not look like it. He looks great, very successful guy. The other one, he was 59, CEO of a tech company, lives in Newport Beach. And he, again, I'll fly you out to Newport. Never did, no big deal. But never called. I don't expect a ticket to Newport Beach.
Think of the ego. Let me flip it. This Maxim model, I'm trying to think what the equivalent of this would be. I'm a 49-year-old fry maker at McDonald's, and I'm 5'2" with an eye patch. Which is not going to be the equivalent, because, okay. But let's just say you the 49-year-old fry cook at McDonald's with an eye patch, and you 5'2", and you happen to be at a hotel, and for some strange reason, you start chopping it up with a Maxim model, a 22-year-old Maxim model, and she exchanged numbers. You not going to be talking about... She ain't fly me out. She ain't give me pussy the first 3. We went on a date, but she ain't give me pussy, right after dinner. I ain't got to put up with this. Like, what? You should be thanking your fucking lucky stars. Can't make it up, man. See, top tier Chad and Tyrone's is what keep these women's egos big, because they'll still entertain a bitch like this. She's not the worst looking 60-year-old woman you ever seen. They're like, I'll blow a load in that face. But that's what keep their ego thick. And that's why these situations never work out. They think 60-year-old CEOs are courting them for marriage at this point. She think, well, I'm still kind of cute for a 60-year-old. So, when these 1%ers show me interest, they're showing me interest to court me for marriage. Silly, silly woman.
I'll fly you out to Newport. Never did, no big deal. But never called. I don't expect a ticket to Newport Beach, but you know what I do expect? I expect you to call me and get to know me, and let's...
See, here's the thing. Okay, maybe this would be an equivalent. The 5'2" fry cook, the 49-year-old 5'2" fry cook guy, he met a Maxim model. And let's just say, I don't know, the Maxim model probably got dared by her friend. I bet you won't fuck that 5'2" guy with the eye patch. And she fuck him, right? And then he come back home complaining about, she didn't call me back, bro. How inconsiderate, man. I've been trying to hit her up. I've been trying to take her out. Dude, it was a fluke. You're a 5'2", 49-year-old fry cook with an eye patch. You thought she was looking to marry you? Just enjoy the memories of fucking the Maxim model and move on. Like, snap out of it, bro. See, but society won't let men have those type of delusions. His whole family roasts his ass like, yo, short, broke, one eye having ass thought the Maxim model wanted to be with you, nigga. Snap out of it. But see, society will let women just carry on with the delusion because they don't want them to have a meltdown. See how women manipulate the whole world with their emotional bullshit and turmoil? Like, oh, you better do what I say and just agree with everything I say, or I'm going to freak out. It's manipulation. It's sickness. It's emotional bullying.
I'll fly you out to Newport. Never did, no big deal. But never called. I don't expect a ticket to Newport Beach, but you know what I do expect? I expect you to call me and get to know me, and I want to get to know you. Let's talk about family. Let's talk about, ambitions. Let's talk about dreams. Let's talk about places you want to travel. Let's talk about your favorite 3 things to do. I don't know. But no, it was just text. And then he says, I'm coming into town for CES. Great. Let's go to dinner. Great. Then the next text was, oh, I got back to the hotel early. Why don't we just order room service? I'm like,
Yes. Yes. He just wants to blow a load on your wrinkly face. He doesn't want to get to know you. And this is the problem with thinking no one is out of your league.
What is wrong with you? Like, really, I guess they're because they're really good looking guys, very successful. They're used to younger girls that probably jump at that, send them pictures, show up to their hotel room. And so I will probably stay.
But my standards are higher because I'm old and probably been divorced 3 times. So he should work harder to get my old wrinkly pussy. I'm confused. He should work harder for the old ran through crazy bitch with gray hair on her coochie. Like, do that even sound right, ladies? Like, if I wish I could just talk to this lady, do that sound right? If young, prettier women with more femininity and less demands are giving them pussy easier, can you explain to me why he should work harder for a worse product? Please explain that to me. She wouldn't be able to explain it. She would just freak out and say, "You need to leave," type shit.
Girls that probably jump at that, send them pictures, show up to their hotel room. And so I will probably stay single forever.
Now you see what she's doing here? She's low-key showing off that she got close to the circle. Hotel, pool, Vegas, CEO vibes, travel talk. But the result is the same. Text-only picture requests and room service instead of real dates. That's not random. That's how men with options run volume and filter for who will comply with their pace. She's right about one thing. Those men can often get younger women who play along faster, and she's also learning the hard truth. You don't get to demand old school courtship from the men who are living in a new school market.
I ended up running into this woman. She's 51 and was complaining about the fact that there are no men out there. And
There's not supposed to be any men out there. You're 50 fucking one, half a century. You had 3 decades to get it figured out. You don't deserve love at this point. I'm sorry. It's not even about not deserving it. You're not cut out for a relationship with a man if you couldn't figure out how to get it right in 30 years. It's just that fucking simple. But they always are chasing a fairy tale. Even at half a century, they still believe in the fairy tale. That's a, that should be a red flag. That should be a damn near a deal breaker for any man seriously dating over 50 for some strange reason. If you get the vibe that she still is looking for the fairy tale, I'm going to meet the man of my dreams and we're going to live happily ever after with minimal hiccups for the next, 30 years we live. You shouldn't want to be with a woman like that. And likely a woman like that is never going to stay with you. She never stayed with any man for 30 years. You think you're lucky number 11?
I have heard this from women her age, mid-50s, late 50s, 60s. I can't tell you how many friends I have in their 60s who have just given up.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing from the Almighty Lord. And just think, she's 50 plus years old, filtered to fuck. How pathetic is it to be 50 plus filtered to fuck? Literally filtered to fuck. Bada bing. Anyway, let's continue.
I'm living my nightmare. It is a monster. It's in my head. I'm living my nightmare. It's in my head. I'm
And how fucking dare anyone out there make fun after all she's been through? She's a human! Leave her alone! When is it professional to publicly bash who's going through a hard time?
A 22-year-old woman perfectly fits that role of a man just getting down on one knee in front of everybody. You know, he doesn't care if he's embarrassed or all. See, a 22-year-old woman gets that. A 42-year-old woman doesn't get that, unless it's from a fool, right? Because there's no future with a 40-year-old woman. The 40-year-old woman is already living in her future, right? A 22-year-old woman. See, 22-year-old women become princesses, proper princesses, but 22-year-old women properly marry kings, properly marry powerful people. These are roles for young women. Older women, it doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. No matter how much makeup she tries to put on to hide it, it doesn't. So again, what women are usually upset about is because they know that they will never deserve that again from a righteous dude. See, at 42, a man would have to be a little slow to get on one knee in front of a whole bunch of people to propose to this woman, and he's got some money in his account somewhere, right? He had to be kind of dumb. He had to be kind of slow to do that, right? You got a whole lot of women out there thinking that they're going to be the next Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle has a lot of women fucked up. Because Meghan Markle was an old bitch that fucked around and married a prince, right? Meghan Markle has a lot of old bitches confused. Like, that's the norm. Whew.
The thing that defines your value as a woman.
Yeah.
Who wants you?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And I won't subscribe to it. I don't. My life is wonderful.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're gonna
This
let
is
the
not
camera keep
true.
rolling.
This is not, doesn't even make sense.
And it does. And I experience loneliness and all of it. And I want a partner. And I might not find one. Well, I don't know. You know. And I'm not going to make that mean something about me.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not.
I didn't realize how much I had spent years waiting to be chosen. And I started to realize, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm the chooser.
I might just stay single. I don't know if I'm gonna get married. I'm happy being alone. I think I'm done. I can't see me. I ain't putting up with all this.
In their 60s who have just given up on dating, meeting somebody because the pool of men for women 50 and over is getting smaller and smaller, and the pool for men 50 and over is getting bigger and bigger.
What did you think was gonna happen, lady? Just the entitlement is crazy, man. The entitlement is crazy. And keep in mind, she could find a guy. Not the worst looking, whatever, 50 plus, 60 plus year old woman you've ever seen. These filters is diabolical. She thinks she deserves better because she's not horrible looking. And it's just not true. See, looks only get you so far. It'll get you in a bed. But men are no match for women when we mentally mature. That's really what I want to say right now. Uh, Women mature faster than young boys, from what? 11 to 14. But once we catch up, it's off to the race. We're fucking out of there. We're out of the fucking stratosphere and they never catch back up. But let me let me break it down a little deeper than that. So, like from 14, let's just say when men are 15 to, because okay, when we're born, like from birth to like whatever, 12 or 13, girls got the cooties. And we just, punch them in the side of the head or something and make fun of them. But then, our hormones or whatever start kicking in and then we want to fuck them. So now we, trying to figure out how to get them to like us. And that goes on from essentially 12 to about 35, roughly. But after 35, we kind of seen behind the curtain, our brains fully developed. We start to kind of see like, this shit just ain't worth it. This shit is more headache and burden and problems than any pleasurable thing. And then over 35, if men aren't already married or something, we're kind of just over it. Like shit, you can come over and fuck me, and maybe we can hang out and watch a movie, but that's about all I'm interested in. Because men realize women aren't worth it by that point. And see, that's why this is what a lot of young women don't get, and this is what the older women back in the day advised the young women. You better lock his ass down when he young, dumb, and naive and don't realize you ain't worth it yet. See, that's when women need to lock men down for marriage and lifetime partnership. When we too young and dumb to realize this bitch ain't worth it and this is a bad deal to sign up to live with a bitch for 50 years under the same roof. But women don't get it. So they still out here at 50 talking about why aren't men signing up for this great deal? We knew it. Look, ma'am, it's not a great deal. They just don't get it, man. They seriously don't get it. Now, this is the era really over 35 when women are over 35. That's the era when you got to start kissing men's ass and they don't get it because they spent their whole life. They spent 35 years getting their ass kissed. They don't even know where to begin. Well, let me not say that. Let me be more precise and concise. A lot of these women, especially if they're attractive, they know about kissing men's ass, Chad and Tyrone's ass, but it never paid off, right? So by the time they get 35, 40, they like, well, I ain't kissing nobody ass because it ain't never pay off for me. And I really ain't kissing this motherfucker ass I'm not even really attracted to. You better just fix my life, you little shit. That's what kind of attitude they have then. But it's like, here's the funny part. Now you're at the age, now the dudes that you laughed at and ducked for the past, whatever, 20 years from 15 to 35, now you got to kiss they butt to even get the guys you don't want. You've been kissing Chad and Tyrone butt and getting just a low to the face and a kick and a caboose for it. But now this is what really bothers them. Now you got to kiss the guys who you're not even truly desirable. Now you have to kiss the asses of guys who you don't even find truly desirable just to get the simp. And they really struggle with that. But Twitch, I mean, Twitch would just kick me off. I don't think Twitch, I mean, I could try to start a Twitch, but I think they'll just kick me off pretty quick. And I don't think, I mean, if there's no chance of me getting any type of real growth other than getting y'all to go over to another platform, I just really don't see the point. And from what I looked up, I don't think it's a big growing like a platform that I can really grow on, especially with my titles. They'll get me probably kicked off within a month or something. It wouldn't even be worth it in my opinion. You know what blows me away too? That women could get to 40 and 50 and 60 years old and never really consider the fact like, am I even a likable person to be around? To be 50 and never have considered it, and this goes for men too. This goes for just people. People who are 40, 50, and 60 plus and never just thought, or I don't know if they have thought about it, but it seemed like they haven't thought about it. Am I even a likable person to share an elevator with, let alone be in a relationship with? Whatever, never mind. Like me, I've had that discussion with myself. I get why some people might not like me. I totally get it. I'm at peace with it. But it's a difference between just considering it in general as you're going through life and considering it while you're trying to look for a mate in the dating market.
For women 50 and over is getting smaller and smaller, and the pool for men 50 and over is getting bigger and bigger for the women because the men are dating women much younger, 10, 20, 25 years younger.
She's in a rough spot because at 65, she's still trying to win the beauty contest, and that kind of hyper focus on the outside.
Look at this damn TikTok. Diabolical. You know what she's still trying to be at 65, everybody? I bet you can guess.
Where all women will default to is if they can use it, is just being, whatever is deemed sexually desirable at that time. As long as she can fulfill that, she doesn't care about anything else. A good piece of fuck meat. A good piece of fuck meat, all women want to be that. All of them. Every single woman wants to be that. And if she says she doesn't, she's fucking lying. Because she knows she's not that. And she knows she'll probably never make it to that physical level. But every woman wants to be the best piece of fuck meat that she can be. If you spent your whole life focused on your bubble butt and you've put literally exactly 0.009 hours into actually talking to a man and getting to know a man and building a genuine relationship, where in your right mind do you think that you qualify for a genuine, decent relationship with a man for any other reason than being 99.9991% fuck meat and 0.00009% actual personality? And how far do you think that'll get you?
Has a real cost on time and energy. Men with options don't negotiate with that. They'll simply go younger, or they'll pick a calm, normal woman who is a performer for attention, and the low engagement tells the truth about what the market is rewarding right now. The numbers ain't looking too good. 51% of women are unpartnered compared to only 29% of men who are unpartnered. That means
And yeah, that's hold on. So I mean, it's not too. I mean, it's the 20% difference. But oh my goodness, man. Okay, I'll put it like this. I mean, a 70-year-old man with money technically can still get a 30-year-old girlfriend because he still has something to offer that 30-year-old girl or a 20-year-old girl. Wisdom. Hey, he might be a sharpshooter or something. I don't know. Protection. He can still smoke a motherfucker on her behalf. Money. He can still provide everything that women desire at 70. A woman can't provide a man everything he, desires from a woman at 70 or shit at 40. But women never think about this because they're too busy soaking in and basking in sexual attention. But what the fuck? Like, okay, a 40-year-old woman, the femininity is on decline, if not already depleted. The eggs are already old and dried up. Well, the beauty is not what it used to be. In most cases, going to be pretty much gone. And it's not to say that a 40-plus-year-old woman can't have value, but you have value inside a family and community that you built since 2025. You don't have value on the sexual dating market anymore. Generally speaking, as a general rule, you're not going to be valuable to above average men, and every woman want an above average man.
71% of men are taking over the age of 65. It's the same as sports. The crowd follows its peak years, not legacies.
See, she doesn't get it. Look at this damn TikTok, everybody. She doesn't get it. I mean, I'd fuck her, man, sure. She's keeping her body tight. I'd fuck her old, that wrinkly ass, sure. But like, that's sad that you're still trying to lead with that. Because that's sad. All that's gonna do is gonna want to make, I'm not gonna just say just younger dudes, but I feel like men over 50 would just find it pathetic. Most 50-plus-year-old men aren't, even if she do got a tight body or whatever work out, most 50-plus-year-old men aren't fantasizing about fucking a 65-year-old woman. I don't care how fit and still kind of cute she is. Why not? Why wouldn't he be scrolling on some 24-year-old with her tits and ass out on TikTok? Trying to see if he can, and she's going to be more pleasant, likely, and be more appreciative of taking her to Turks and Caicos, or however you pronounce it. I've never been. But it just don't make sense. Like, you leading with sex at 65, even, like, let's just say she's sexy. I'm not saying that, but let's just hypothetically say she was what a rare specimen where she was still sexy as fuck at 65. It's like, okay, like I just don't. What's the end goal? Okay, you got a load on your face. Now what? Whatever.
Beaches. Let's continue.
And for me, once I get divorced, I can start dating. You know, what do I need to do? Date an 80-year-old? So I always said that I would date somebody 10 years younger or 10 years older. So I'll be 65 in a few weeks. So 55 to 75.
Ma'am, oh my goodness. Y'all know what I say. Yeah, when they get a certain age, they try to go 10 years younger and 10 years older max. Well, on Kendra G, they try to go 10 years younger and 3 years older. Ma'am, what 55-year-old man? I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a 55-year-old man who deal with the bitch. But it's gonna be average Joes from Lowe's. Or regular Chico from Home Depot. It's not gonna be this top tier man that she thinks she qualified for still because she work out and she ain't bad looking. So okay, if you 65, ma'am, your dating market is 75 to 85. It just really just give up. It's what you should do, but no, man. 55-year-old man that you're gonna be attracted to is not gonna be interested in anything other than a very brief fling. 'Cause you're cringe. Like, look at that fucking TikTok. Nobody, no serious man is taking a woman serious with a TikTok like that, still trying to show off her body in bikinis in every video on TikTok.
I'll be 65 in a few weeks. So 55 to 75. Now, I have to be honest with you, 75 sounds really old.
See? And she thinks she's too because she's still vibrant and I work out all the time. So 75 is, I mean, 75 is old, but guess what? Bitch, you old. You old as fuck. See, you know you old officially, and I hope she lives to 133. Seriously, I'm not even trying to be funny. When people hear that you passed and they're like, well, yeah, that's how you know you old. If you pass at a certain age and motherfuckers just like, yeah, well, and people don't really say, oh, she was young. When people don't say that no more, that's how you know you old. So, ma'am, you and the 60, 75-year-old guy could kick the bucket at any, like, I hope she lived to 133, seriously. But I'm just making a point. Ma'am, you old. You still prioritizing looks and I want to travel. Man, that's dead, man. Dating is over for you. You in your sugar mama era. You better go get you a tall, handsome, broke young dude and go travel with him and just enjoy your life. Enjoy the rest of your days. And just know what it is. Look, I'm his sugar mama. I know it. He pretend like he love me and I pay for him and I'm gonna enjoy these last whatever years. Whatever, last 40 years, whatever it is. I just can't get over them fucking selves, man. You're not that deal anymore. Your grandma. Just cut a deal and get down the damn road. Fucking 65-year-old, 12-year-old.
'75 sounds really old. So, how many of you would love to find an app, a dating app, where you can find men that are close to your age that
But you know what? I want to give her props. I don't want to just make it seem like I'm shitting on her. Let me give her a compliment.
And how fucking dare anyone out there make fun after all she's been through? She's a human! Leave her alone! When is it professional to publicly bash someone who's going through a hard time?
So this is what I'll say, because you got okay. So I know an older woman who, I mean, obviously, well, she's older. She's like in the 50 range, and obviously she has grays. And when I talk to her, she's like, "Oh, no, I'm standing on business." She don't say it like this, but it's like I'm standing on business. My grays are what they are. I'm aging. It is what it is. I ain't dying it for nobody. It just I accept it, and any dude that would talk to me, he just gotta accept it too. It's like, no, baby, you gotta compete. And on one hand, I agree with her. Like, fuck it, just own who you are. You got gray hair. For motherfuckers, on one hand, I agree, but then on the other hand, if you want a man, you gotta compete for one. And women really struggle with that. Most women have an attitude like, I ain't competing for no man. I'm the prize. That's most women's mentality. You know what I mean? They really get offended at the idea of competing for a man, especially the type of man they're going to qualify for at these ages. But I'll give her credit. She's still trying to compete. She's really putting in the work to still try to compete. It's not working because she's still just some old broad. But based on that TikTok and the fact that she is putting in the effort to dye her hair, I do appreciate that she's putting in effort. Unlike like the women on Kendra G, she values a man enough to at least put in the work to try to compete. I'll give her that. The bitch from last night, she ain't even. She like, I can change out of my 90, but I don't feel like changing back and forth, so I just keep my 90 on. Like, men ain't worth changing into a new outfit for.
Where you can find of you would love to find an app, a dating app, where you can find men that are close to your age that are looking for mature, accomplished, smart women who have their shit together. And they're not looking for women that are the same ages as your children.
Let's hear that one more time. I want to break that down. I really want to break that down. Let's hear that one more time.
Accomplished.
Still trying to lead with accomplishments.
Find men that are close to your age that are looking for mature, accomplished, smart.
Mature, accomplished, and smart. We saw your TikTok, man. We're seeing you now. You do know we can see you, right? You're not mature. I mean, I know she might have meant old. So she should have just said old, immature. Let me not go there. But look, you're old, but you're not mature. So I just don't like that word choice. Accomplished, bitch, you 70. We would expect that, yeah, you got a house paid for. You should be retirement age. So how is it you should be on a fixed income at this point. So accomplishments really don't matter, even more so than the 40-year-old women trying to flaunt accomplishments. Don't you get a senior discount at McDonald's? Fuck you mean accomplishment? Nobody think about no accomplishments. Smart? I'm not convinced. That's not what men look for on a dating market. Accomplishments and high IQs. Suck my dick, lady, and rub my head and just be sweet to me and make me some food, and I'll give you some benefits in return. This shit ain't that complicated. Nobody's looking for. No, they're not gonna start that app because nobody's looking for that.
Age that are looking for mature, accomplished, smart women who have their shit together. And they're not looking for women that are the
See, and this is why women like this are repulsive to men, because you could just, even if you just hear her talk, you can tell she's looking to be a partner with a man, and she don't believe in submission. Well, most women don't believe in submission after a certain age. Even if they were submissive when they got married at 20, from 20 to 40, but like at 40, they're like, I got my own opinion now. I'm not kissing your ass anymore and all that shit. I'm not your mother. Like, yeah, like even the women who were submissive. They got married at 20 and they were a submissive, whatever, loving wife from 20 to 40. But then at around 40, they start saying, fuck this. Or what are you, a child? They flip to femininity. See, once they get older, they see feminine qualities as being your mother at a certain point. It's sickening.
Same ages as your children.
Now she's describing the math out loud. The pool for women shrinks. The pool for men expands. Then she asks for an app that magically delivers same-age men who only want mature, accomplished women. That's not an app, that's a wish. Preference do not change because someone types a bio about being in shape. And she's projecting the problem on the men like it's immoral, when it's just a choice. A not perfect 40-something can still outcompete a 60-something on energy and signals, and the market is going to market.
Last November, I get a request from this man who's 43 years old. And I thought, why does he want to match with me? I'm 60. It was very odd. Had a couple exchanges. Hi, how are you?
To hit you with the sprinkler system, ma'am, is not that odd. You're not the worst looking 60-year-old. I'll take your mouth for a spin. Like, it's not that complicated. Like, I hate when they act clueless, man.
I'm 60. It was very odd. Had a couple exchanges. Hi, how are you? Nothing. So I figured he probably just accidentally sent me a request without realizing how old I was. Maybe he hadn't looked at my age. But then he sends a message that says, so I read your profile and I see that we're on the same page about wanting something casual. So where are you located? I'd love to meet up with you. So I responded that and I said, I have a feeling that what something casual means to you is different than what it means to me.
Exactly. And that's why I named the stream what I named it. Women don't understand situationships. In a woman's eye, I can break this down perfectly. And I might have even did this TikTok on one of my standalone videos or something. See, to a woman, a casual relationship is I get all the benefits of a boyfriend with none of the responsibilities. But versus a man wanting to have something casual is, look, I call you at 3 a.m. on Wednesdays. It's more simple and straight to the point when men are looking for something casual. We don't want to do none of that other shit. And we ain't even tripping off you doing any other girlfriend things for us. Just give me pussy. That's what a casual relationship or a situationship is to a man. Let me call you when I'm horny so I can fuck. Now, on the other hand, when women want something casual, they want you to take them on trips, help her move her refrigerator, be her emotional tampon when she having a long day. Basically, all the stuff men don't want to do is what women mean when they say something casual. And yeah, she'll give you some buns from time to time too, but you got to work. I'm gonna make you earn it with moving my refrigerator, hooking up my VCR. I know VCRs don't exist no more. Just being funny, but yeah, taking me on trips. You still, even though we just casual, you still got to be emotional intelligent if you want frequent sex. Like, no, that's what she has in mind. So yeah, y'all definitely got two different ideas of what a casual relationship or situationship is. And honestly, that's why situationships just don't. I talked about this last night. They just don't really work, honestly. Because the woman wants a certain thing, the man just wants sex on demand. Maybe watch a movie from time to time, but that's like the extent of it, as far as what a man wants from it. And then it's just nah. It's just not worth it.
I said, I have a feeling that what something casual means to you is different than what it means to me. So I figured I would just never hear from him again. So anyway, I do hear from him again. And he said, what exactly are you looking for? So I said, well, and I thought it out very carefully. And I said, what I'm looking for is companionship. Someone to go out to dinner with or go to a movie with, someone to explore the city with.
All, like I just said, all the shit men don't want to do. That's all the things we do just as a means to an end to get some pussy. And men are like, no, I might as well be your boyfriend. I said casual so I can skip all that horse shit. What's- we boyfriend and girlfriend.
Go out to dinner with or go to a movie with, someone to explore the city with, and someone to even just go to IKEA with. And then eventually, of course, someone to travel with. Then I thought I was being very honest. Again, I don't want to get married again. It'd be nice to have someone to do the everyday things with.
And she still get to nag him if he, had an attitude or didn't respond to her when she asked the question at IKEA. Why would a man sign up for that? That is crazy that women think men want to sign up for that just for some coochie once a week. That is not that is not an equivalent exchange. Some old coochie once a week for all that, and then you hear, of course, he got to pay for the traveling and hearing her mouth at IKEA. That's not an equal exchange. It's not, and that's what women don't get.
Get married again. It'd be nice to have someone to do the everyday things with. I waited and I waited, and of course I don't hear anything. So I go back to the app and I check, and dating profile no longer available. So
You want a man who knows how to just walk away because he got something better to do, and it's not you.
Okay, let's put myself in this position. She's not a bad looking woman. If she fucked me on Wednesdays and Saturdays, I would do a favor from time to time. Or if she just really wanted to go see a movie, I'll take her to the movies. If she just really wanted to go with somebody to IKEA, I'll roll sometimes. She just consistently fuck me on Wednesday and Saturdays. And I'll be your boyfriend 10% of the time. Like I don't mind giving a little if you draining me twice a week. But just don't expect too much, and then she's gonna start expecting too much, and that's when the situationship is gonna go to hell.
he unmatched me. So yeah, apparently something casual means something different. Maybe I should just stay home with my cat and my yarn. Does that make me a cat lady?
Now, what we got here was a 43-year-old says casual, and she answers with companionship, IKEA, movies, travel, everyday life. That's not casual to him. That's a relationship job description with a softer title, so he disappears with the quickness. And this is where biology and mindset can shift into buddy companionship as the main desire. But the apps aren't full of men looking for a walk-around partner, especially as men get more emotionally independent with age. For the things that she's looking for, she'd be better investing in pets, hobbies, spots like bingo, church, or community groups. Let's continue.
Met this man on Tinder, and we FaceTimed quite a bit. Most of the time, he was lying in bed, long hair, sleepy eyes, beard, very, very. So we decided to meet.
Women are 10 trillion times more shallow than men. Everything they call us is probably worse with them times 10. Very, very sexy. She's leading with him being very, very sexy at 63. Why is that the primary concern? Never mind.
I invited him over, and he came to the door. I looked at him and went, "What is that? What is that?" He had a ripped shirt on. He had ripped jeans. He had a flannel shirt tied around his waist. And the reason he did that, I found out a little later, was because he had this gaping hole in his jeans that showed his.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
There's just something about that that rubs me the wrong way.
That showed his. I thought, what the hell? He's here. Come on in. Let's have a couple of cocktails and we'll go out and grab by tea. I brought him to a local bar and I was thinking to myself, we're going to walk in there and people are going to think, oh, look at her. She's bringing in a hobo for a hot meal. How nice is she? Well, I have to tell you, we walked in there.
Does she smoke cigarettes? She sound like a whole fucking construction worker. Whatever.
And we certainly got looks. And believe me, they weren't looking at me.
This one is the pure apps are what they are segment, FaceTime chemistry. Then the in-person reveal is completely different and she's stuck improvising in real time. The bright side is she didn't get ghosted, she got the truth in person. That's the lesson. The longer people live inside the screen, the more they gamble. And everybody knows the odds never look too good inside the casino. Meet faster, verify faster, and stop expecting miracles from a dating app. Let's continue.
So I showed you the situation with scammers who post beautiful pictures.
Is it a coincidence that she's literally pulling down her shirt or jacket so you can see her tits? That's all she got left at this point. Let's see that again if you didn't catch it. She's gonna keep pulling it down the whole video manually so you can see the imprint of her yams.
From a dating app. Let's continue.
So I showed you the situation with scammers who post beautiful pictures of people and they use that to pretend to be someone else to.
Yeah, so you deserve to get scammed. You're being super shallow and stupid for thinking that some super beautiful man wants to take you serious in a relationship. When are you gonna learn your lesson? Maybe stop being so shallow and feeling like anybody who's not a 10 in the face doesn't deserve your attention as an old, beat up, washed up hag. Maybe that'll teach you something.
To lure people into a romance scam. Recently, Bob the farmer, when we got to chatting, asked me how many children I had. I said I had 2 adults. And this person said, oh, how was your birth? Because I had a really difficult childbirth. And so I thought I was talking to a man, but apparently it wasn't.
So how's everybody doing today? Happy Saturday.
So what is this, 80? I mean, how old is this? Ma'am, you're not 60. This is just... See, the difference between her and pretty much all the other women we've seen so far, the other women still had a little bit of sex appeal on them. Even the last one, like she wasn't, I mean, obviously she was older and she wasn't great looking, but she still, I mean, with the yits, she you know, she could still get some swiping action on a dating app. But this woman just looks like grandma for real, for real. Like, let's just continue.
To a man, but apparently it wasn't.
So how's everybody doing today? Happy Saturday. It's about 1,000 degrees outside in Oklahoma. I have not made a video on here yet, but I wanted to talk a little bit about dating at 60. It is not fun. It's not fun at all. And every time that I'm supposed to meet a guy, they either back out or they don't look like their picture.
She knows she's getting older. She doesn't want to admit it. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to talk about it as fact. She'll just keep playing age number games. And if men date 25-year-olds and they're files now and all, she'll do all that. But this woman knows when she's sitting alone in her bedroom crying herself with a glass of wine and tissues, eating buffalo burgers and coffee cakes, she is sitting down crying her eyeballs out because she's done. Her age alone is going to fuck her up. Get you old. Stop trying to act like you this fragile little butterfly. You getting older and don't nobody want your old bitter ass. That's what that is what it's about. Like, aging is a hard thing for women to come around to and to accept. That's a hard thing. Have you ever watched a fucking Cinderella movie where it be some old bitch and a prince come out on his horse and carriage to an old bitch and say, hey, here's the glass slipper, I want to take you off. She skated by the first 30 years. Didn't even have to put any effort in. Right? But she's getting older now. She's older. And that's where all, then you can't manipulate me. That's where all this shit. She still thinks that just because she's still getting likes, I still got it. Bitch, no, you don't. Because if you got it, you would get what you want.
So yeah, grandma need to get her a little young, well, not that young, but grandma need to get her a little 40 or 50-year-old man to come through and massage her throat. And a guy with a good heart, like I said, Wednesdays and Sundays, because Granny give good gummies. And yeah, he'll move a refrigerator for you. If you fall, he'll come get you picked up on his break and just ride it out. See, that's these women's problem. They just don't want to accept what it is at this point and just take the best they can get and ride off into the sunset.
It's just insane.
She's pointing out the new scam layer. Even women posing as men. Not just model photos, but ordinary profiles that look legit.
Ladies, I'm telling you this is Uncle Corey. If a man, everything he says sound like it's your way, that is a bullshit motherfucker. Because if you really love a woman, you are going to war with that. Anybody advocating for women where it's all 100% the woman is right, that is a nigga.
The same woman that was getting $250 a year or whatever, I guess he felt, he was putting paws on him.
How about that musty money? And that, I don't even know this man. And if I saw him, I would say,
that's not it.
You were sucking his n- just for saying some of the shit you said.
No, you wouldn't, Corey. We saw the video with you and Anton, and you tried to get in his face, and he offered you the hands outside, and you ain't go. You're not tough, Corey. The only people we seen you put hands on is a woman. Just stop it. Stop it. For God's sake. All right, let me click off that.
It's wild these two mature women didn't know this already, but what's even more ridiculous is what gets blamed for their ignorance.
I knew I never wanted to have kids. I just...
Well, maybe we'll go over that one another time.
People who share your values, that's all we're looking for. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But to lie to yourself, there's a lot wrong with that, especially when the religions purport to be of truth. There's very little truth in them. Very little. And they become obsessed with one person, whether it's Jesus, who surely didn't exist in the form he's described, or it's the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who may have existed, but I trust a lot of things have been ascribed to him that are frankly either not true or irrelevant. Anyways, let me acknowledge. 9700 writes, I appreciate you, sir. As a man, I cannot say I've looked up to many men. My father has been in prison or absent the majority of my life. It get like that. The highest human act is to inspire, and you are one of the few who inspire me. Peace of saints. I appreciate that. That it means an awful lot to me. I take that very seriously. So I thank you for that high compliment. I also acknowledge 6126 writes, peace to the saints, just paying my respect to the big homie. I appreciate you. Shout out to the real ones. I also acknowledge Salam. He writes, peace to the saints. Do Cooley and the two nerds in Miami give you cause to pause when establishing friendships with internet personalities? Yeah. And this is a very intelligent question because we must learn from our experience. And one thing that people have trouble comprehending about me is that I am very much so a fish out of water. People look at me and they think that they see me, but they don't see me at all. You see, because what I really should look like is the other Marquette. If you've read my book, The Black Box, you can also get it in hardcover. I recommend you get it in hardcover because hardcover lasts the test of time. This is one of the sample copies. And I want you to pass it on to your son. I don't want you to buy it for your son. I want you to give him one that you read. Anyways, I grew up in the ghetto. And strangely, in my Section 8 housing, there's another kid named Marquette, which is insane because my entire life, I've never met anyone else named Marquette. And I'm not going to go into the story because I literally wrote it out in detail in the Black Box. And I don't like to repeat myself unnecessarily. But in short,
Well, we know RB Sensei does. Bada bing. All right, let me see what he's going to say and then we'll move on.
If you were to see the other Marquette or any of the guys I grew up with, visually, I don't match. You'd never place me with them today. Well, why is that? Because they're all covered in gang tattoos. That's what I really come from. So when and remember, birds of a feather flock together. So obviously there's something similar in us, or else we wouldn't have hung out together. Now, do we always speak in the same way? No. Sometimes we do. Mostly we don't. But we come from the same thing. We have the same values. And that's why sometimes when I say things, people listening on the internet is like, oh, you ain't. No, really, I would do it to you. I absolutely would.
And that's weird, right? And this nigga be serious. Like, I'm not saying he wouldn't. But to say that and try to look serious in the camera is just clown shit, right? I mean, real niggas don't got to convince people. To trust me, I'd do it to you. I absolutely would. Like, bro, nobody gives a fuck. And so would a 14-year-old from, Uganda. What's your point? It don't make you a big dog.
From the same thing, we have the same values. And that's why sometimes when I say things, people listening on the internet is like, oh, you ain't. No, really, I would do it to you. I absolutely would. So I say all that to say, I come from the gutter and I respect the values that I was brought up on. I still live by those values. So for me, to be a friend with someone is a serious thing, even a life or death thing, even a thing that decides between your freedom and your incarceration is the way I was raised, and I stick to my values. And the challenge.
So that isn't an intelligent man. I mean, he graduated Berkeley and this and that, but the way he's talking just doesn't sound intelligent. Oh, I'll do it to you. So he's a millionaire, supposedly. I'll give it to him. He's a millionaire. And what, you'll do it to somebody, what, for any reason other than self-defense? And yeah, you'll be in jail and you'll lose everything you ever built your whole life. So that would be retarded. And then he's also saying like, oh, I grew up in the hood, and friendships mean life or death or jail and freedom. And I still stick by those values. So, well, you're a retarded man then. You're a retarded man that graduated from Berkeley and sold, a tech, built and sold a tech company and sold it for $1 million being retarded. So I guess I got to give you props for that. He's talking like he's like somebody, like one of his street niggas could call him at 3 a.m. like, we ride at dawn, like we riding on these niggas. Like, no, bro, like this nigga, come on, bro. I still live by those principles. Like, stop.
That decides between your freedom and your incarceration is the way I was raised, and I stick to my values. And the challenge is to apply that value set to new friends, which, mind you, I'm not really into new friends, but to apply that value set to new friends, it's hard to to accept that they are not like me. They are not like me. You can read in this book There was a time I was in a class in high school. There's another kid said something hateful to the teacher. And I would
We're gonna
never
move on
disrespect a
soon.
teacher
We're
because
gonna
I don't
move on soon.
disrespect adults. I don't disrespect people in authority figures. I show them respect. I was raised by Southerners. He said something, and we had a field trip scheduled to go to Pepperdine, which is in Malibu. And it was, of course, going to be like one of the few times I get out of the hood. You're going to see colleges. Now, granted, I couldn't get into any college because I almost never showed up for school. And due to that comment, the teacher turned around, said, "It was you." And I was like, "No, that wasn't me." And I was shocked that he would think it was me because I've always only been polite, but I realized in my adulthood why he thought it was me, because I was the smartest kid in the class. And that scares them. That scares them. And anyways, I'm waiting for the guy who actually said what he said to say, "Oh, no, that was me." But he never did. And we don't snitch. We don't rat. And I had to grow beyond that. Not to say to become a snitch or a rat, because I despise those things, but to understand that.
That's how you can tell he ain't a street. Like, he just tried to explain to us, like, he grew up in the streets. He grew up with gangbangers, and he lived by the code of the streets. You could tell that, what, based on what he said, he's a lie. Because he's talking, I mean, this is so frivolous. He's talking about when he was in grade school, somebody said something to the teacher and turned around and him getting blamed for it, and he ain't no snitch. Bro, you don't even know the definition of a snitch. That's how I know you lying about this whole street connection. A snitch is two criminals go do a crime, one get caught and snitch on the other that did the crime with him. He acting like, oh, Roger called you a name, not me, is the definition of a street snitch. What this dude, man? I'm questioning if he graduated from Berkeley. Like, but that's not even a snitch. Like, oh my goodness. I really want to clear that up. A snitch, like, I'm gonna say it again, are two people who went to go do a crime. One got caught and told on the other. That's a snitch. If you're not involved in the crime, it's not considered a snitch. You're a civilian. Never mind.
Snitching and ratting is not for all circumstances, because that's what I was raised on. That is for all circumstances. You don't ever talk to the people. You don't give up your friends. You keep your mouth closed under all circumstances. Then I realized that's for when you're selling dope and the police pinch one of you or they pinch both of you and they don't have any evidence and they're trying to press both of you to get you to talk. You keep your mouth closed. Even if they say they got one of you cornered or they have evidence, they probably don't. That's why they're interrogating you. It's the prisoner's dilemma, right? You keep your mouth closed and you'll probably both get off scot-free, or you keep your mouth closed. Maybe one goes to prison, but the other one goes free. And after all, the one who went to prison was still guilty. So let the other guy go free. We don't both need to go to prison. That's what it was for, is for in the streets. But because I grew up in the streets, I was always thinking street. And the dude that didn't fess up, he wasn't even a street dude. With all due respect to him, he's a fan. He watches the content. He knows who he is. He's not a street dude. He never was a street dude. Never. And my definition of a street dude is either you're a hustler, you're getting your money out of the streets, or you're a gangster. And I mean an active gang member. An active gang member, LA style, not all that photocopy stuff. I mean LA style. Huh? It's different. So I grew up with that and I misapplied it a lot. And it takes a long time to deprogram yourself. So in as much as that's the case, when I rock with somebody, I rock with them the long way, because that's what I expect. And I grew up with guys who put their life on the line for you, literally. I grew up with guys who catch bodies for you, who take fades for you. If you read my book, The Black Box, there's a story in here where, and my main man was this dude named Crazy Rob. Some basketball playing cats was speaking up on us. And where I'm from, in a lot of ghettos in LA, the athletes are cool, but the athletes are not the most popular people in the school. This is not a white high school movie. No, the athletes are not the top guys. The hustlers are the top guys. The guys who got the best clothes, because they're the hustlers. The gangsters are the top guys. It's not the athletes. Anyway, some basketball guys were speaking up on us. And long story short, I arranged a beat down for them. And definitely, if you haven't read it, you're going to love the story. It's really a fascinating story. I was a criminal genius. But anyways,
So you can't, like, see, you can't, you were a criminal genius. Like, okay, I got to cut it off at that. A criminal genius, everybody. Look, let's move on.
Female matchmaker laughs at her client's requirements. I like the matchmaker videos. Let's get it.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better. Basically, I'm just very clear on what I want. There's a lot of boxes that need to be ticked. I know this man is out there. And it's just a matter of finding him. 7-figure salary.
I don't think this was real. I think this was satire. So yeah, we'll move past that. But let me see something real quick. I mean, I'm not gonna say it went viral. It got a little traction. All right. I'm gonna get off here. I'll catch y'all later.